Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to the Heart Centered Live broadcast on Friday. Uh, Thanks for everybody that's watching. Looks like there's millions of people. I can't remember how many views I've gotten in the past, but usually it's only like one or two, but that's all right. Who cares? Gonna sit here and blab away anyway. So, what do you guys think? What do you guys think things are going? I don't know. I mean, if you think about or just get a feeling for what's going on in the market, big business is laying off, so they've overhired and overhired too many management positions to take care of vendors that can no longer self-support. A lot of times, like Amazon, and I found this from a video a couple days ago. Somebody was doing a video from Amazon, but I think from 2020 to 2021, Amazon went from 700,000 employees to 1.5 million employees. So they doubled in size in just like a year. And so when companies do that, it's not through innovation. They're trying to capitalize on market space, but usually they create too much bloated infrastructure and then they self-destruct. I'm probably speaking to the choir for a lot of you guys because if you've worked in any kind of bigger business model, if it's over 50 people, then it starts to overmanage. It's just, it's like as soon as you start creating revenue, it's like people just fill jobs that aren't necessary. For the most part, people know how to do their jobs. You don't really have to manage people and how to do their jobs. And if you have to try to control people and how to do their jobs, everything goes down the toilet. So when it comes to me, and there's a lot of reasons for that. It's because people lose trust in themselves, love for one another, too much attachment to material things that really just doesn't matter. The only thing that really matters is your own state of being, how well you love yourself, and how well you express that to the people around you, and help them at the same time. We want to make sure that we're lifting each other up. We're not, you know. I went into Walmart yesterday, and just to get another remote control for my TV. TV remote died. It's an old TV. Not gonna buy a new TV. Don't watch TV that much anyway. But sometimes you see people that are in, if they're in those uh, driving chairs, maybe you're watching this channel and, if you're having a hard time with your weight where you can't walk anymore, you've got injuries and you've got, you see people with legs wrapped up and they're overweight. One injury can create a situation where if your body can't get rid of calories and so you're not mobile, and that gets worse and worse. And so, your heart really goes out to people that are in a bad place like that. We do have the capability of healing the body, but you have to believe and do it from a heart-centered place. Um, just laying hands on somebody and believing that they're healed, you have to speak it into existence, but they have to understand how you do that. Everything comes from the heart. Everything. And so you really have to be cleansed in the heart space and not in a place of judgment. Somebody said something recently, and I think I put it on my last YouTube video about how women are attracted to strength in men. But the dichotomy with that is who's to judge what behavior is strong and what behavior is not. When you see somebody that is disabled or overweight and non-functioning, just having the bravery of going to the store takes a lot more guts sometimes than it would for any of us who look, average or don't have a problem with how we look or feel about ourselves. It's very difficult to interact with people when you have a lot of self-doubt or um, those things are really who's to say what is brave and what is not brave? I've been on so many sides of the coin that I have empathy for anybody in any situation because, a lot of people feel as though the world is out to get them. And if you view it that way, then it will be. The way that we view ourselves and the way that we view the world around us has a direct impact on our day-to-day lives. So it's just something to think about today, because I care about you guys, and that's why I do these YouTube lives. Even if at the time it doesn't look like anybody's watching, which nobody is right now, which is fine. Then, it's just part of nature. I could do card readings, to try and, learn about you guys, which is what I love to do. I love learning about the, what's going on in the community. And it's pretty obvious to me. For one thing, we've created a hierarchical capitalistic system. In my lifetime, and if you're as old as me, you've seen it. And even if you're not as old as me, you've seen at least parts of it. So we've seen more centralizations of power than in recorded history. If you talked about something as large as Amazon or Walmart or any of these huge entities existing 40 years ago, we would have been like, what are you talking about? Everything was much more balanced and spread out. But when those entities grow that big, they become the prime movers of other markets. And when they are self-destructing internally, they're no longer moving the markets. Now we've got all these independent entities that are trying to help individuals and small businesses that really can't help the big business model because you have to completely restructure it and it doesn't make sense. It's just going to start spitting out people because it has to die. There's nothing you can do for it unless, it moves out of centralization and tries to distribute the load and invests in that type of model. A healthy community doesn't centralize power. It takes inputs from the rest of the body to make decisions as a whole, just like your own body. Your heart is the most central part of you, but it doesn't control the body. You have to consciously surrender to it in order to let the heart control the body. And then it can heal the body internally, externally, the people around you. Tell the people around you love them. So I'm going to end with this story. And this is how I believe, and this is how I've always treated people, is that we should always treat each other like we were each other's stepchildren. We should treat our stepchildren the same way we want to treat our own children. You don't want to, just because somebody's not blood related to you, you don't want them to make you feel like they're not a part of you. They're still not family. And so when we work together and create together, that's ideally the way that we want to do that. A lot of people just want to stay independent and not trust one another, but that's a slow road. And you don't have to worry about people, taken from you. Just use your discernment. You can usually read where somebody's coming from, and it's not too difficult. But I had stepkids, and regardless of what people put them through, it doesn't mean that we don't have empathy and love for them. It's just sometimes we can't take that same journey with them if they don't want it to. And when they come back, just take that time and love them as much as you can, because a lot of times we only have so much time together. I have my own stories about that. So I was talking to somebody, and I stopped after I went to Walmart yesterday, and I was talking to them about, and they had actually read the report about the accident that happened with the people that I worked with years ago. And one of the hardest things to do is to try to enlighten somebody about how they're harming themselves without passing judgment. Because you don't want to, we are all blind to certain things, and what we're doing, what we're saying about each other, and about ourselves. But if you try to raise awareness in a way that passes judgment, then you'll get a negative reaction, and then a lot of times people pull themselves into self-judgment, even if they won't acknowledge it and deny, and then there's no healing. You want to heal people of those things. So don't blame yourself for the things that you did to yourself. It's just part of the process of growing. So, love you guys. Have a beautiful day. Pretty simple message today. There's nothing that you can do externally to make you safe. And that was what I witnessed in that situation. And what I was explaining to this guy, he was talking about lock and tag protocols. And lock and tag wouldn't have kept those guys from getting hurt because communication broke down and they weren't in the right state. They were in the perfect state for that to happen. And it didn't matter what external controls you put there. The same thing would have happened. Because everything is about awareness, how we feel about ourselves, and how well we communicate with one another. And really are able to focus on what we're doing. Because if those things break down, then we harm ourselves. Things grow unsafe. But in the bigger picture, it's all just temporary. Because no matter what pain we put ourselves through, we learn from it and grow. And eventually we grow out of it. It may take eons. I don't know. I've always wondered that. It's like you're born into a world where everybody's killing themselves. It's like, this again? Is this my last rodeo? Do I have to do this? How many more times am I going to have to do this? I don't know. Maybe I do it forever. Maybe it's like Groundhog Day. I don't know. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to let you guys go. Love you guys. And we'll catch you on the next one.